Hello, it's Denise running away from home. Today is the 28th day of October 2022. It's Friday. It's 5:56 p.m. I had my hospice visits today with the hospice nurse and the CNA. Lisa, I don't know how I can forget her name. She's seen me naked. I don't usually forget the names of people who see me naked because it's such a trauma for us both. Anyway, so I got an email today. As always happens, I let my subscription to Ancestry.com lapse, and um, I've gotten 4 emails now from people who are trying to make connections in their family to my family's. And of course, I can't really do anything much with them because I don't have the subscription to Ancestry. This one that I got last night was from an 86-year-old woman who has a DNA connection very small to my Aunt Barbara, which means it's on my mom's side. But I can't get any deeper than that, except that it's probably on um, my mom and my Aunt Barbara's father's side, the Bernards. My grandma was an Oglesby. Um, and going through, there was only one other person that both Barbara, my mother's sister, and this person who wrote me, there's only one other person that they both match. And going through the matches for them, I don't know how to say it. Who do they both match? I don't have the person who wrote me their DNA information, which is none of my real business. But many people in my families and in my ex-husband's and Bruce's family have let me have access to their DNA information on Ancestry. So I've been able to do a lot of work that way, and I'm not going to say I got good at it. I did not get, I'm no superhero, but I'm able to figure out a lot of things using the DNA, which is, I'm an idiot savant. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how I do the things I do. But that always happens whenever I let my subscription to Ancestry expire. I always get letters, always, from people who want to get information that I don't have access to without the subscription. So come next Friday, when my Social Security check lands, I will go ahead and I will resubscribe for 1 month, and I will try and figure this out with this person who wrote me. And it's kind of exciting because it's work that I really enjoy doing. I can't express how much I love doing genealogy. I haven't done it in a while because other things have kind of taken over, and I had to pare down some expenses because I was trying to buy a car. I had to borrow the money from Bruce, my ex-husband, so I had to pay him back for that. Which, when you're on Social Security, it takes a little while. But all of that is done, and now what I'm doing is I'm trying to cut down expenses so that when I die, I have some money left over in my accounts that will help go to pay for my final expenses. Me personally, I'm just like, bury me out by a tree. Just, I don't need any big funeral or anything. The least expensive final solution to where we gonna put this body is gonna be cremation, and which is ironic because I told Bruce that never, ever will I be cremated. I do not like fire at all. When I was a young child, and I don't know why I did this, when I was a young child growing up, my family moved many, 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 many times. My dad had itchy feet, and I've said before that we've lived all over well, we lived in California and we lived in Michigan. We've never lived in a different state. I inherited my dad's itchy feet, and I've lived in Missouri, Alabama, and Michigan. So, so I went to many different schools, and I tried. I paused, but I can't remember what the train of thought this was. Hospice days are always hard. Hospice days take a lot out of me. But anyway, as soon as oh, and when I there it is, ta-da! When I was a child, we would move very frequently. I didn't spend any more than 2 years in the same school, and in every time we would move, my parents were house flippers before house flipping became a thing. They would move into an old rundown house, and my dad was a very skilled carpenter, and they would do it yourself, fix up the house, and then sell it for a profit. And in every new house that we lived in, I would lay awake at night and plan my escape route in case of a fire. I can't even remember when that started, but I think what had happened is that I heard the story of my grandpa Lemon's mother dying in a kitchen fire. She they had a gasoline stove or kerosene stove, and it blew up while she was cooking breakfast one morning, and she died a horrible death. And so perhaps I heard that, but that was my thing. Every new house we lived in, I would plan how I would escape if there were a fire. And even as I grew up, I would still do that. I This is the last place I'll ever live, but I've done it in every place I've ever lived. So I look forward really to figuring out this puzzle. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be on my Grandpa Bernard's side because the last name of Hess showed up. It was a person named Hess whose DNA both these two people matched. Not the lady who wrote, well, yeah, who wrote me. But what's funny, even funnier, even an odder thing, is that the person that wrote the letter was inquiring about a woman named Mary Adams, who married a man named Peacock. And she is in my tree, and she's listed as the wife of husband, second cousin, 3 times removed of Bruce, my ex-husband. That's who she married. And of course, Mary E. Adams, being related to the lady who wrote me last night, the DNA would not, it would go down into their children. This Mary E. Adams and this Peacock, Mr. Peacock, but it's the Peacock that Bruce matches, which is really fascinating. I can't wait. Anyway, I believe that's all I have to say. Is it? Yes, I believe it is. Enjoy.